Welcome! In this video, we will try to explain and illustrate you all about pop culture in the Roaring Twenties. For this to feel smoother, we will separate it into three segments: America, Europe, and last but not least, Asia. In this first segment, we will cover from the 1900s all the way up to the 1930s. Enjoy!
Oh, the Roaring Twenties. What a better place to start than America. The great streak the US had started with the rise of Hollywood as the entertainment emporium it is known as today. Along with the creation of this empire came Birth of a Nation, which is regarded as one of the greatest films of this time, even against modern-day, more expensive movies. And what a better character to illustrate this phenomenon than Charlie Chaplin himself. He was one of the biggest figures in American films. His work is regarded as some of the best ever made. At one point, he was so expensive, no production could hire him, making the incredible sum of $10,000 a month. This time period saw the beginning of one of entertainment's giants, the radio, which had its first transmission in 1906 by Reginald Avery in Massachusetts. But the guy didn't have nearly enough, as he claimed the first radio broadcast with live commentary and even some music in 1920, so we could say he really liked Cures. These years also saw the rise of Bela Blasco, the first ever Dracula. That's right, Dracula is not that old. What's great about him is that the fact that no matter how many new interpretations of the famous vampire, he's still regarded as the best Dracula ever. Later down the road, the NBC was created. As a fun fact, General Electric is amongst the founders of said company. Let's go away from cinema and more into shows, with one of the most famous stars of all time, Harry Houdini, which was, by the way, not his real name. He was actually Eric Weiss, but he didn't have as much impact as the great Harry Houdini. Truly amazing the ways these individuals managed to make a living.
Now for Europe. A time of advancement indeed. In this time frame, Georges Méliès, a Frenchman, pioneered the film industry in great ways. He built the first movie studio in Europe and directed the first ever adaptation of Cinderella into a big screen. He also contributed in creating some of the most used film techniques today. Speaking of acting techniques, the Stanislavski form of acting was conceived, which stands today as the preferred method of acting for many. For the movie industries, we have two very important events. The first being the production of The Sheikh, which is regarded as the European equivalent of Birth of Nation, and thus our second event, the creation of the Iconoscope by Vladimir Kozma, which was the first TV transmission tube. For our movie icon, we went for Ivor Novello. While he was famous for his acting, he also took part in World War I, broadcasting nationalistic songs to the soldiers in the front. He wrote famous musicals as well. Moving on to music, the first issue of the famous chart Billboard was released, which listed the top songs of the year in the UK. One of its Enrico Caruso was an opera singer who managed to achieve international recognition, making one of the first celebrities of the 1920s. He was the first opera singer to record the songs. He is even considered by some the greatest tenor of all times. That will be all for Europe for now.
Asia, land of traditions and culture, underwent quite a revolution in terms of entertainment, as the advances were quite radical and very different to what people were used to see. That's why, for our event, most are movies, because of the great impact they had for being such a novelty. For our first important character, we have Sessue Hayakawa, who was a Japanese actor, and even though he also was famous in Hollywood, he remained as a great presence in Japan, making him the most famous actor of the 20s in Asia. He married another film star, similar to him, Totsuru Aoki. While they met and worked for Hollywood, the films they made in Asia were so iconic that they became symbols for pop culture in Japan. We could call them the first celebrity couple. For our third actor, we have Ran Ling Yao, who started her career at the mind-blowing age of 16. Not only that, but she became the inspiration for dozens of Chinese novels and stories. Not to mention, she became the biggest Chinese star in cinema. For our event, we have the filming of the movie Lover's Love, which speaks greatly of Chinese lifestyle. Best part is, it is one of the few movies this old that are still available to watch. The predecessor of Man Pop was born, Shidai-ku, which was a combo of jazz and folk. Let's not forget the best Asian movie ever, according to sites that drive some old movie reviews, A Diary of Chiyu's Travel, which is, well, regarded as the best Japanese film of the 1920s. Chang'an became Oriental Hollywood, marking it the capital of the entertainment in Asia.
And that will be all from us for this segment, a time period of great advancement in pop culture, but also a period of poverty and suffering. Tune in the next time for hopefully an even better version of this video. Jackie Chan sent his regrets. Thank you all.